Hi, my name's James. Welcome to Kanji 101. Today we're going to teach you a simple and useful method for learning the meaning of kanji. Kanji, as you may know, refer to the Chinese characters used in the Japanese writing system. Other countries also use Chinese characters, but the ones used in Japan are called kanji. Look at them, they're pretty, they're gorgeous, they make for great tattoos and t-shirts. But unfortunately, to a new student of Japanese, kanji can seem like an unassailable wall separating them from Japanese fluency. Tachiiri kinshi, entry prohibited. The frustration of learning kanji for Japanese students is compounded by the fact that there are not just a few of these things, there's a lot. In fact, according to the Japanese government, grade school students need to be familiar with about 2,100 of these kanji. Here they all are. It's not all doom and gloom though. We're here to give you the good news. Be safe in the knowledge that even if you didn't enroll in Japanese school at the age of 6 years old, it doesn't mean that you'll never learn how to read and write Japanese perfectly fluently. Check this out, the Heizak Method. You can learn about this method in more detail following the link in the description below. But for now, let's get our hands dirty and start learning some kanji. This means tree. And here's how you write it. 1, 2, 3, 4 strokes. Kanji have a specific way that they're written. This is called the stroke order. This one is written with 4 strokes, and we'll talk about the logic behind the stroke orders in a future video. It's not difficult to imagine this kanji looking just like a tree. So the idea of a pictograph is often used. At the top here we have the bushy green part, and the bottom we have the thick trunk. So let's continue. Our next kanji is this one. 2 trees together. What on earth could this represent? Well, in English, we have the idea of a forest, or a wood, or something like a grove. So how to write it? Well, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right, 2 trees together, so a total of 8 strokes. Okay, so far so good. Let's keep going. 3 trees together. What could this represent? You don't need me to patronize you. Of course you can guess that this kanji means forest. 3 trees together. And again, we write it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. A total of 12 strokes from 3 trees. Okay, so far so good. We haven't used a lot of mental energy to figure out the meaning of kanji based on how many trees they're comprised of. But now on to this fellow. And this is where the Heizak method really comes into its own. We can't rely on the idea of pictographs for all of the kanji. This means apricot, and as you can see, the top is tree, and this bottom part means mouth. It looks like a box, but it's actually a mouth. So how do we make a mnemonic for remembering the tree and the mouth mean apricot? You have to be as vivid as possible in order to remember that this composition of tree and mouth means apricot. So where can we start? Let's think of a huge mouth right below the tree, just waiting for all those lovely apricots to fall down. This is a vivid image. It has to be this way, else we're going to forget it. So when I see the keyword apricot, I have to remember that there's a tree at the top and the mouth is underneath waiting for the apricots to fall down. Apricots fall into the mouth. And that's how I remember. Let's try that one more time. This next kanji is used in a few different words, but we want to make it as simple as possible. So we're going to assign it a keyword. That keyword is dummy, as in a dumb person, an idiot. Now we have a bit of a problem. We have the exact same components. We have the mouth and the tree, but this time they're in the reverse. So we need to create another mnemonic that will help us remember this kanji. Let's imagine a loudmouth, a noisy guy, a dummy. And there he is with his big, huge mouth open on top of the tree. So again, when it comes to remembering this story or this mnemonic, I have to remember that the dummy is on top of the tree. How did he get up there? We don't know, he's a dummy. And that concludes our brief introduction to the Heizak method, or the mnemonic method for remembering the meaning of kanji. At this point, you might be wondering why knowing only the meaning of the kanji and not its reading could be useful. Well, let's have a look at these 4 sentences. All of them say exactly the same thing. All of the sentences say, "My name is Brad Pitt." The first one, we can even probably make out the word name here at the start. However, the fourth one is completely alien to us. Being familiar with the writing system of the first 3 sentences is a real advantage for us. We need this advantage for Japanese too, and that's where the Heizak method comes in. Consider a Chinese learner of Japanese. Like us with the first 3 sentences, they have a familiarity with Japanese because they use the same writing system. So by using this divide and conquer method to learn the meaning of the kanji first, it puts us on a similar footing as a Chinese learner of Japanese. We can look at a page of kanji and know exactly what each one of those means. And believe me, from having first-hand experience of using this method to learn to read and write Japanese, I can tell you that it's a massive confidence boost to look at a page of written Japanese and know what each of those kanji mean. Okay, so you may be wondering when you get to learn how to read the kanji. Well, that comes after learning the meanings first. We're going to use a method called the Kanji Town method, which is similar to the Greek Loci Palis memory technique. This will be covered in a later course. Thanks for watching. My name's James, and you can find more about my study methods and my experience with Japanese in the link below.